So today, me and Sean here got more than likely the most interesting Madden science experiment of all time. As you guys see in the title, you might be very curious, and I am too, because I've never done anything like this ever, as this is another episode of Breaking Madden, as this has been done via a mod here on Madden 20 PC. As today in this Madden 20 experiment, we are going to attempt to break this game. As if you look at this roster for the LA Rams, look at the age column. Every single player on the LA Rams is 63 years of age. Now, not only is that crazy enough, if you go to the top players in the NFL, look at them. Every single player in the NFL is 63 years old. Like, what the heck, dude? The oldest you can make a player in all of Madden is 40 years old. Yeah, there's some outliers that are already 40 years old, like Tom Brady's 42. Some of the kickers are over 40 years old. But normally after the first year or so, they retire because they're so old. But now, since a player is 63 years old, what the heck is going to happen? Is every single one of these players going to retire after the first year because they're 63 years old? Like, imagine an actual 63-year-old playing in the NFL. I don't think their bodies could take it. Now, not only that, as you guys know in Madden, pretty much what happens is once a player, depending on what their position is, on average like the 30-year mark, they begin to regress at that point. So, and they regress a lot more the older they get. So if a player is 63 years old at the start of the first season, what will they be like in year number 2 if they don't retire? Will they be like in the negatives overall? Like, they'll probably take it, like, just think about that. So I'm expecting some huge regression, a lot of players to retire. And not only that, if every one of these players do retire in the first season, like, who's gonna make up the NFL? Like, there will only be the draft class, and that's it. So this is going to be interesting to see what the heck happens. Even most of the free agents, I don't know why some of them aren't. Like, Andrew Luck's a free agent, and he's only 29 years old. But most of the free agents, aside from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players, are 63 years of age. So pretty much the NFL right now consists of all 63-year-olds, and in free agency, there are 7 players that aren't 63-year-old grandfathers. So I don't even know what the heck I'm going to title this. Like, what would happen if there's grandfathers in the NFL? I don't know what. Like, so with that said, dudes, first thing I want to do, it's just simple enough. I want to go ahead and simulate into the regular season and see if just by any chance something happened to any of these players overall wise, or maybe they go ahead and retire because they realize their body can't take the NFL's physicality at 63 years of age. So the game began to simulate, so that means it's not going to crash. So we haven't technically like broke the game in terms of it crashing, but we're still alive, we're still here, and simming into the regular season. Let's see if anything has happened to the overall, because like if the regression system's the same, like I feel like they should like all like lose overall. So we look at our roster, everybody's there, they haven't aged yet, they're all 63. I wonder if by the end of the year, if anybody's like actually 64, they can continue to play. Like, what if they keep playing until like they're 90 years old, dude? That's gonna be fun to see, but it looks like everybody stayed the same. Let's see about the free agents. Let's see if any free agents are still there. They look like, yep, every single like current free agent, 63 years of age. So at the end of year number 1, it is Cowboys versus Ravens in the Super Bowl. So go ahead and see who wins the Super Bowl here, and it's going to end up being the Ravens 17-10. So let's check out quickly and see. Everybody's still 63 years of age, as players did tend to regress quite a bit already. Aaron Donald only down to a 96 though. But overall, as a whole, took a huge hit here. All the way down to a 68. How did that happen? What about the quarterback position? Jared Goff regressed down to a 73. So why is this net savings minus 74.2 million? I don't know. Now, if we look at the entire NFL here, Aaron Donald's still the highest overall player at 96. Travis Kelce down to 94. So players are regressing quite a bit, but I'm shocked they haven't retired yet. So is anybody 64 yet? No, everybody's still 63. But if we look here, I mean, like, aside from people regressing, nothing too crazy's happened. Wow, a huge regression from Patrick Mahomes, all the way down from like a 97 to an 89. Zeke with a pretty big regression. Tom Brady down to an 88. So a lot of the players have regressed by like anywhere from 5 to like 10 overall. In terms of running backs, is there any huge regression here? I mean, obviously all of them are a lot of regression. Saquon Barkley from a 92 to an 85. So I guess once you get past like, you know, the 60-year-old mark, you regress like 5 overall per year. Now let's see, is there already, let's check out the statistics really quick and see if there's any big difference here. We have the worst offense in the league. What the heck? Looks like, are the points per game down a little bit? I mean, if it is, it's not that big of a difference. Andrew Luck wins the MVP. Crazy enough, the only player that's not 63. Why is he not 63? I really don't know. Lamar Jackson, he's down, wow, to a 68 overall. Oh my god, dude. let's go look at, that's another interesting one. I wonder if the speed is the big thing that changed within a lot of these players. So the fastest running back is Matt Breida at a 93 speed. So some of the running backs will have decent speed. But how about like a Lamar Jackson? How fast is he? Well, he's still 91 speed. Why did he regress all the way down to a 68? Did he? That's like by like 10 overall, didn't he? Marcus Mariota down by 5. A lot of these players did regress by quite a bit, but I'm curious to see, did anybody already retire? Oh god, dude, yeah, a ton of players retired. Landry Jones retired. Let's see if there's any like notable players that we know is young in real life that retired here. I'm wondering if it's just the players that would retire anyway, although they're 63. Donald Pumphrey, I don't think he would retire. Martavis Bryant, so yeah. God dang, dude, look at how many players actually retired. There's a lot of players that don't get a lot of playing time from what I see. So maybe there's like, heck, I'm 63, I'm not going to play, maybe I should go ahead and retire. So maybe Madden has it to where maybe not everybody can retire, because I mean, like the whole entire league would like cease to exist. Deonta Foreman retires after 2 years. So yeah, a lot of younger players that only been in the league for a few years. Well, I guess technically in this franchise they're not young because they're 63, but a lot of them are retiring. I haven't seen really any standout players retire. I wonder if there's like an overall threshold where they don't retire even though they're so old. Because as you saw, a lot of the players that did regress, they're still really, really good. They didn't regress as much, as I expected them to. But still, nobody really a standout. Like, maybe the highest overall player I've seen this far that retired after the first season, they might be like, maybe a 70 overall. I know this is a lot more than normal, but once again, it's nobody really, as we see the whole entire list here, nobody really notable by any means. Oh, I do know what the heck I want to see. I want to see, as we see the rest of this list, it had to be over like 200 players or so. I want to see who won the Rookie of the Year. Because we all know the Rookie of the Year has been messed up this entire year regardless. But now since everybody's 63, and okay, it's the actual rookies. They might be 63-year-old rookies, but they're rookies at that. Kyler Murray won it. Oh, there he is, Michael Crabtree. This time around, it's not that big of a deal because everybody's the same age. Oh man, I didn't even look at free agency. I want to see who all got signed. Vernon Davis didn't get signed. A lot of these older tight ends didn't get signed. But if we look at league signings, Chris Harris at 63 still got signed. He got signed to a $9.31 million deal over 1 year. Yeah, all these players are getting signed to only 1 year deals, understandably, because they're 63. Phillip Rivers only regressed to 86. And the Houston Texans are willing to sign a 63-year-old to a $16.5 million deal. Interesting. Kareem Hunt, a $5 million deal. He regressed all the way to an 86. Andrew Whitworth still getting an $8 million deal. Drew Brees regressed down to an 85, but he got a $13 million deal with the New York Giants. Tyreek Hill, 84 overall. A $9 million deal with the Colts. See some other big signings. Tyler Eifert, Emmanuel Sanders, Jason Peters, Brandon Sheriff to my Titans, Austin Hooper to the Dolphins, Amari Cooper to the Seahawks. I want to see though, because it's been a year and nobody has actually gone up in age. So everybody started at 63, obviously it's old, but I haven't seen anybody go up to a 64. Maybe everybody at the same exact time will like have a birthday and age to 64. Let's see, overall down to a 64. Looking at the roster, everybody's age is still 63. So it looks like nobody had a birthday. At the end of year number 2, it's the Texans and Panthers in the Super Bowl. We can upgrade players. I don't think there's any of the 63-year-olds. Eric Weddle as a 63-year-old. Man, you need to turn that beard gray, as he has an upgrade as a 63. Clay Matthews as a 63-year-old. Jared Goff as a 63-year-old. Man, this is awesome. Absolutely freaking beautiful. So we'll go ahead and upgrade all these players, but I'm still guessing after the end of this week, since it is going to be technically the end of the season after the Super Bowl, seeing who wins this year. It's going to end up being this time around in year number 2 with 63-year-olds dominating the league. Why are all the scores small? 10-3. Like, that's not a coincidence, is it? Texans win 10-3. We now regress down to a 56 overall. Aaron Donald's still at 93 overall, so he regressed a little bit. But I guess what this game is doing is it's thinking these players are the maximum age, which is 40. And I guess what it continues to do is have these players regress if they're like 40 years old. That's what I'm thinking is happening at this point in time. But as we see, the players, they still continue to defy time and physics. As it's been 2 years, yet they have remained the same age. So at this point in time, who's the highest overall player in the NFL? It's Andrew Luck at 94. Travis Kelce's regressed quite a bit. Khalil Mack at 91's regressed quite a bit. Quarterbacks. Pat Mahomes is the second highest overall quarterback in the league at an 85. So he's gone from a 97 to an 85 in 2 years. Tom Brady all the way down to an 81 overall. Philip Rivers still kicking at a 79. Drew Brees at a 77. Aaron Rodgers all the way down to a 75. Who's the fastest QB in the league? Still Lamar Jackson. He's down all the way to a 63 overall. Marcus Mariota's a 65, and Kyler Murray down to a 55. Wow. It still says his experience is a rookie. I wonder why, what would make it do that? All the actual rookies, Daniel Jones now down to a 50. They all say they're still a rookie. Even though the players that were drafted this year, like let's find another quarterback that got drafted, like Marvin Sherman, he was an actual rookie this past year. It says he's played for a year now since the year number one's over, but the original rookies are still considered rookies. So let's see if that had any effect. So if we go in statistics, let's see if they still count as like a rookie of the year. NFC Offensive Rookie of the Year, Wyatt Black. Is there any original rookies? No, they're not there. So even though it says they're rookies, they don't consider as rookies. Let's see, I mean, it's a lot of players once again. Damian Harris retires after 0 years. So apparently he retired before he even played a snap. So once again, defying physics. Tim Boyle retires. What a guy. J.D. McKissick retires. Cody Parkey. I just have yet to see a big name. I'm still wondering if it's like a threshold in terms of their overall. Maybe you can't retire if you're over 75 or 80 overall, and over the years, like the players obviously are going to regress under 75 or 70, or maybe whatever that overall threshold is, so they will retire. Tyree Jackson retires after 0 years, so all the original rookies apparently have not played at all. They actually have not, like, entered time, so gone backwards. I don't know what's going on here. I've still yet to see anybody really of note retire. T.J. Young retires, and the players that would originally retire, like the Tom Brady's, and the Drew Breeses, and the Philip Rivers, etc., that you would expect to retire in the first few years or so. Maybe they're not retiring because maybe what Madden has, maybe there's a maximum amount of players that can retire after any given year. So maybe that's why we're seeing this. Cyrus Jones, but still no big players. Nobody really standing out here has retired. So with this, I think what we are going to do now, as we look at the last few players that have retired, maybe you see some outliers, some really good players that have retired. We're going to go ahead once again. I think we're going to do one more year after this, as we don't see any other trends. I guess that's all we're going to get out of this. So let's see. Patrick Mahomes got a $17 million deal as a 63-year-old. Talk about making money your entire life. As Simmons passed the Super Bowl, let's see if it's another very low-scoring game. No, it isn't. Maybe just the first 2 Super Bowls were a coincidence, as we can upgrade some players here, as it looks like it's mainly the younger players. Don't see any old guys. Eric Berry. Okay, that's a different Eric Berry. That's definitely not the normal Eric Berry. And Robert Woods still kicking it at a 72 overall. Anybody else? Why do we have so many upgrades? Why are there so many awful players? Our team is now a 49 overall. What the heck? So looking at our roster, Aaron Donald barely regressed. The rest of our team, I mean, they're freaking gone, dude. Everybody else is awful. Maybe 90 overall players and plus are just a lot harder to regress. Andrew Luck still kicking it. Travis Kelce, actually the highest overall player that remains in the NFL from when we started. And, like, it's just the main players are still up there as they continue to regress and get older. I'm just curious to see how long they would play in the league. But they're just not getting any older. None of these players are actually having their yearly experience increase at all each and every year. So Zeke started with 3 years of experience, and after 3 years, still has 3 years of experience, as it's pretty much the same across the board. I just wish I knew why the heck all the players on our team is absolutely awful. Oh god, Tom Brady down to a 74 overall, but he's still in the league. As his last year, Ken Huggins won the MVP. Cam Newton at a 68 overall, still in the league. He comes in second. Dak in fifth as a 61 overall. Drew Brees at a 70. It comes in sixth. Philip Rivers at a 72. And Baker Mayfield at a 64 comes in ninth. And Aaron Rodgers comes in 10th at the 69 overall. And I think we're going to end off this video by saying if there's anybody that retired of note as we check out this last year's retirees, as I think Austin Eckler's a pretty big name. Billy Turner's a decent name. Deion Buchanan. Terrell Pryor, I thought he already retired. Kenny Britt, dude, I thought he's been gone for like 20 years. Anyway. Peace.